Welcome to The Art of Likeability, ranked one of the top podcasts in the world. In this podcast, you'll discover how to leverage likability to build stronger relationships, lead more efficiently, close more sales, and keep customers happy while increasing success in your professional and personal life. Let's jump in with your host, Arel Moody.
What's going down? Art of Likeability family, Arel Moody here, your host of the Art of Likeability podcast, where I often speak in staccato and often in allegro. Now, if you don't play an instrument, staccato and allegro means nothing to you. I don't play an instrument either, but in like 4th grade to 7th grade or something like that, I took piano lessons, and I remember how to play chopsticks, Fur-Elise, hashtag Beethoven, and I remember staccato and allegro. So, yeah, you might as well. And I learned something, by the way. There's nothing to do with the episode, but I'll tell you this. If you can learn how to play just one kind of sort of decent song on an instrument, like on the piano or on the, trombone or the saxophone, hashtag Bill Clinton, people will think you're amazing. Like, you just play that one song. Like, I learned, the first few chords for Fur-Elise. Sometimes I just play around on the piano, and I don't know, I just be like, and people like, yo, this dude knows. And then I'll stop. They be like, yo, you can play the piano. I was like, yeah, I don't like to show it off so much. But the truth is, that's all I actually know. So I encourage you to do that. That's not what this episode is about. But I nonetheless encourage you to learn one kind of sort of good song on some instrument. So, the piano is the best one because there's way more pianos. Like, you don't typically see a stand-up bass just laying around somewhere. Like, it's just not something you're going to see often. But there's pianos everywhere. So if you want to impress people, learn a halfway decent song on the piano, tickle the ivories, and you in the good money. I'm going to stop right there with that one. My intro things have been getting out of hand lately, and I thank you for sticking with me on this process. So this week's episode is a really cool episode specifically around the social settings and how to better interact with people more socially, more affluently in a way that's going to make you a social rock star. So here's what I want you to do. When you go to a social function. Now, by the way, the reason why I'm emphasizing a lot on these communication skills is because this type of communication is so important. It really, really is if you think about it. Because imagine if you could walk into any lunchroom, any cafeteria, any office, any business meeting, any presentation, any social environment where there's more humans than just you, and you can effortlessly, I don't want to say effortlessly because that's not really the right word, but smoothly start conversations, eloquently keep things going at a way that most people could only dream about. How could that benefit your life? I mean, really think about yourself right now. Like, if you felt the courage, you could walk in any situation, you knew how to move, what to say, how to interact with people. What kind of confidence would that give you? I mean, the doors it would open up for you, incredible. And if you're already really good at it, getting intentionally excellent at it has nothing but added benefits for you. So I want to give you a really good strategy that you can use. Now, what I encourage you to do the next time you're at any kind of social function, let's say you're at a meetup, you're at a networking event, whatever, there's a bunch of people there, find out who the event organizer is. So a simple way to ask that is you walk up and you go and say, hey, who's running this? Who's putting this on? People either go, oh, I don't know. And then that allows you to have a conversation with them. And you can start like, oh, you don't know? So what brought you here? Oh, this is what brought you here. Blah, 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 right? Or even if it's your company, right? And they're having an annual event or something. And you're like, yo, who organized this annual event? They'd be like, I don't know. Be like, wow, that's crazy, right? So you find out who organized the event, okay? So you go up to the event organizer, and the very first thing you do to compliment the event organizer is you compliment them on the event this way. Now, what most people say is, oh, this is a really nice event. Thanks so much for having it. That's what most people say. Here's what I want you to say to the event organizer, right? Because this is how you really compliment someone who's been doing event planning or event organizing. You say, hey, I just want to say this is such a great event. A lot of people won't notice They think that, this stuff just magically happens, but they won't realize that those napkins were chosen for a specific reason. This room setup was, thought about and put together. I can see you've got the flowers here, and you got the napkins are matching the tablecloth, which matches the stage, which matches the uplighting. These are a lot of little details people don't notice, but I want to let you know I noticed it, and I want to congratulate you because it was really well done. I mean, whatever it is, just like whatever it takes to throw, even an event that looks super simple takes a lot of time. Like if you've ever thrown a house party, it's not like you just say, hey, yo, come over to my house. Like you got to order food, you got to make food, you got to clean up a little bit, you got to set up what's the day going to be like. There's a ton, no matter how simple something looks, just assume a ton of energy and time went into it, okay? So what you want to do is compliment them on that. That immediately is going to make them go, thank you, because I can promise you the event organizer never gets thanked authentically. They get a lot of thank yous that sound like great event, thank you for having us, great job. Those are all very general compliments. But when you say like, yo, I noticed this, or people think that this phrase I use a lot, right? And I encourage you to use it. I say, people think these events magically happen, but I know a lot of work goes into it. And I want to let you know I see that work. Then it's usually good to follow that up with a specific example. So you say that, and now the event organizer really likes you. Now, here's what I love to do. I always like to ask, how can I help? Now, 8 times out of 10, they say you can't, like, oh, there's nothing, just enjoy yourself. That's the best way you can help. Or, oh, there's nothing you can do. Very rare. Like I was just at an event. It was there was like a art gallery, and an artist was displaying their art. So I'm at the event and I'm chatting, and I'm there to the wee hours. The event's about to end, and I come out and I go, oh, I was talking to the person who was the artist behind everything. The event was over. I said, oh, how can I help? And I saw them putting chairs back. So I helped them get the chairs and start putting them back. Now, I didn't have to do it. I don't expect to get paid for it. But the thing is, I'm going out of my way to give a genuine compliment to the event organizer. I'm going out of my way to be authentically helpful to the event organizer. Now, let me ask you a question. How many people do you think do that? Very rare. One of my big tenets and like kind of philosophies in life is do what most people won't, so you can have what most people don't. By doing this, it, one, gives you something to say, something to do, something to talk to. It shows them appreciation, and I promise you, they're going to appreciate and thank you, and many times they'll remember you. Now, the odds are if they're an event organizer or the person throwing the event, they're well connected. They know other people. They are throwing events or being part of events with a lot of movers and shakers. They're really good people to be friends with and to know. So you should build relationships with these people in particular. 1, it like just gives you something to do when you're at events. 2, it appreciates someone who doesn't really get appreciated often. 3, it opens a door for you to learn more about and get to know someone who is very influential. Now, you shouldn't just do this strategy to like be like, how can I get something from this person? You may get nothing from them. But building that kind of relationship, having that person know about you. So if they see you again, they go, oh, that's the person. Like they just talk about you highly. So it's a really good thing to do. Now, if I meet the event organizer earlier in the night, I might have some conversations like, oh, do you do events a lot? What kind of events do you like to do? Do you do it just for our group? What made you want to do this event in the first place? So I ask them a lot of questions about like their whys behind this event. And then they'll inevitably ask me a little bit about myself. I'll tell them a little bit about myself. But then what's a really great question to ask is, hey, is there anyone else here that you think I should meet? It's a really, really good question. A lot of times that event organizer, they know a lot of people in the room. So by asking that question, they will maybe introduce you to someone and say, oh, you should go meet Terry. Terry is incredible. She does a lot of stuff similar to you. Let me introduce you. Oh, you should know Terry. She knows a lot of people who can give you business maybe, right? So if you build that authentic, real relationship without wanting anything in return from the event organizer, you build a relationship with an influencer and someone who can introduce you to a lot of people that can help your life, which is really, really exciting, okay? So the next time you go out to a social function, find out who the host is, find out who the event organizer is, find out who the event planner is, give them a genuine compliment. Now, I would encourage you to go a step further, which I promise you people rarely do. Find out who the event planner is. If you get like a little card, if you ask them for their card, which, if the event is appropriate to do so, ask for their card. Write them a little handwritten note. Mail it. Not an email, not a text, not a Facebook message, an actual handwritten note. Because ask yourself, how many handwritten letters do you think an event planner gets thanking them for putting on a great event? How many do you think? Probably none, okay? Not from just a random attendee, maybe from their client who hired them to do it, but not from you, the random attendee. I promise you it'll make their day. I promise you they will feel like all their hard work was noticed and they'll remember you. The man or woman who wrote the event planner for an event you were just an attendee for and you thank them for how good they were, then they can show that to their client's happy, then the event planner is happy, they feel fulfilled, it's just so much good happens. And most people will never do it. And that's why I want you to do it, baby, because I got your back, because I care about your social affluency and success. So please do it. Write the thank you note. Thank them for, again, just say thank you for all the hard work you put in. I noticed these details. It was incredible meeting you. I hope we get to run into each other again. If you're ever doing any events and I can come to them, I would love to. Whatever's appropriate. Sincerely, your name. My name's Arel, so I put Arel, hashtag AKA Butterscotch Delight. I wouldn't put that in. That would get me arrested. But I'm just saying, sometimes I call myself Butterscotch Delight to make myself feel more confident. True story. So anyway, use this strategy. I hope that it helps you. I hope that it allows you to make yourself stand out and build some really significant, great relationships with people who are great influencers and are just probably good people to know. They got skill sets that are probably incredible to just, have people like that in your network. So I hope this helps. Hope it helps you. But remember, this information ain't going to help you in no way. The implementation of this information will absolutely impact and improve your life. You're awesome. Sending you a big old high five. I reversed the order that time. I was supposed to say, sending you a big old high five. I reversed it. I said it was first, so I feel awkward now. I'm not sure what to socially do. I'm just gonna give you, leave a 5-star review on iTunes and Stitcher. If you haven't done so, I'd appreciate it. And I'd appreciate you. I'm out of here. High five.
Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast, The Art of Likeability, and reach out with any questions you have. Until next time, remember, my friend, you are awesome.